club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
They play God with your food. Your water is mixed with fluoride, the main ingredient utilized in rat poison to make it effective. They even put it in your toothpaste. Your schools teach you what to think and not how to think. They indoctrinate you with lies and promote false history while conditioning you to accept your future life as an economic debt slave. You're taught to obey without question and never to question what you obey. Repeat after me. I am free. You're robbed of your hard-earned money. They make you pay for things that you did not agree to buy. Your air is contaminated. Your hospitals make you sicker than you were than when you first arrived. Your public servants have turned on you, and the government has declared you the enemy. They preoccupy you with countless distractions, and your television has been weaponized against you. Repeat after me. I am free. They lock you in your own home. You're kept from going to work, so you can't make money to pay your bills. They restrict your travel. They impose a curfew. They deem your services non-essential and destroy your business that you worked your ass off on. But hey, it's okay to go shopping at any corporate store you wish, provided you wear your muzzle and stay 6 feet away from everyone else. Repeat after me. I am free. God forbid forbid you attempt to live like a normal human and you walk into the store only to be bombarded by adult men and women that act as if they are the freaking hall monitor from elementary school that nobody liked, getting up in your face with the camera, trying to make you feel bad for not abiding by everything that the 9 o'clock news brainwashes them into doing. You're the asshole for not obeying absolutely tyrannical government. Am I just making things up that fit my worldview? I honestly wish that were the case. Just look at Operation Mockingbird and see that the government and television are one and the same. Have a peek at the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act of 2012. And it shows you that it's 100% legal for the divided states government to disseminate propaganda in its own country among its own citizens, targeted at its own citizens. Repeat after me. I am free.
Because when I talk about the COVID scandemic, when I talk about it, I talk about how it applies to everything else. So recently I was talking to someone yesterday and they were talking about buying a house and I said, why do you buy and you don't rent? He goes, I want to own a home. I said, you don't own a home. He goes, what do you mean you don't own it? I said, look at the Canadian truckers. They didn't take their vaccine. They got a fine for rebelling against the vaccine. They don't pay the fine, and then they escalate the fine, add more money to it. You don't pay that, and eventually what do? They come for your assets. So you don't own a house. You think you own something until you annoy the government. You don't own that house. You don't own that land. You don't own your car. You don't own your children. You don't own any of it. Because as soon as you make them angry, as soon as you resist tyranny deep enough, they'll take it from you. So COVID woke me up to a bunch of things. Like I sold all my real estate. I was like, no, I no longer trust governments. I don't know which one's going to come along with some new authoritarian garbage, and I don't want to comply. And the first thing I'm going to do is come for my assets. So like for me, it's changed my entire worldview to the point now where I'm like, I don't trust governments. I don't trust real estate. I don't trust banks. I don't trust any of them. They're all the enemy. And once you wake up to that, it's kind of a dark realization. I think that's why a lot of people just say, I'll just wear the mask. I'll just wear the mask. Because it's cowardice, right? And it's easier.
Firstly, the West has no value. The only thing the West seems to defend fervently is LGBT. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm not. I'm just saying it's the only thing that they'll stand up and fight for. I don't know why. It's weird. Like this, they don't care about anything else. They don't care about children going without child support. They don't care about people dying in wars. They don't care about our parents being in parent homes. They don't care about crime. They don't care about no one being able to pay their energy bills. They don't care about nothing, but they give a shit for some reason about this one thing, and they'll fucking throw the flag all around the world.
Which is again surrounded around sex.
That's all they care about. It's fucking strange.